What's up? What's the weatherman here with something fresh out the box like a pack of Pop Rocks? We're playing a hybrid deck that's the best combination since salt and pepper, peanut butter and jelly, Drake and miners. That's right, we're playing live chains. This deck is predominantly the Unchained archetype with 6 live twins as a small engine that helps add not only an extra disruption, consistency, and an extra body for more link summons, but it also gives the deck a built-in board breaker or a bait interaction, seeing as the live twins are enough for someone to activate a disruption on, which will make our Unchained cards have to deal with just a lot less problems, if any problems. Before we jump into the combos, make sure you subscribe to see more content like this from us, as well as leave a like and a comment. Go ahead and comment any ideas you want to see feature on the channel, and let's go ahead and jump right into this board. Starting first, we've got board 1A. We have a live twin as well as a Arua and Escape, or access to these 3 cards, and this will be the combo that we do. Start off by normal summoning either live twin Lila or Kiss a Kill, so you can special summon the other, and this effect only activates if you control no other monsters on your field. You'll be able to link these 2 monsters together to summon evil twin Kiss a Kill. And before moving any further, I want to go ahead and clear any confusion. There are 2 monsters in the main deck with the names live twin Kiss a Kill and live twin Lila, as well as its extra deck counterparts, which are evil twin Lila and evil twin Kiss a Kill. So from this point further, I'll be referring to the main deck monsters as pink and blue and the extra deck counterparts as evil pink and blue. Anywho, after summoning evil pink, we'll use her effect to special summon a Lila monster from our grave if you don't currently control one. So we'll be summoning blue from our graveyard and then use these 2 to go into evil blue. Evil blue has a pretty similar effect as evil pink, but it'll summon a Kiss a Kill monster from our grave if we don't currently control one. But this time, instead of summoning the main deck counterpart, we'll be summoning evil pink to activate its effect. Evil pink will draw a card if it's special summoned while we control a Lila monster. Now we'll set our trap Escape of the Unchained, then activate Arua's effect to pop a card to special summon itself. We'll be choosing to pop the trap and summon Arua to the monster zone that evil pink is pointing to. Now you activate the trap to summon an Unchained monster because it was destroyed, and we'll be summoning Sarma from our deck. Timestamp here actually, because this same combo varies from this point depending on the trap that you have. If you have Chamber or if you have Escape. We'll use Sarma to target Escape in the graveyard and then set it back to the field. Then we'll be able to destroy a card on the field as cost, and we'll be destroying Arua so that we can summon our level 8 Unchained Soul of Disaster. Now we can link Disaster and Evil Blue into Unchained Soul of Rage. You should have 2 cards left in your hand after doing this, and you're going to keep those 2 cards in your hand because you need them there. We currently have the ability to remove 5 cards from our opponent's board. Evil Pink can summon Evil Blue from the grave, which says if you control a Kiss a Kill monster when it's special summoned, then you can pop a card. Rage during the opponent's turn will let you target a special summon monster your opponent controls and link with it. Because it's a link 2, we can go into a link 3, which will be Unicorn, and on summon of Unicorn, you can discard a card to target 1 card your opponent controls and shuffle it into the deck. The Trap Escape lets you pop an Unchained monster you control, which will be Sarma. Then you can target pop 1 card your opponent controls, and because you pop Sarma, you'll be able to summon an Unchained monster, which will be our other level 8 Unchained Abominable Soul, which on summon will discard a card to non-target pop a card on the field. This board is going to be a real pain for any deck unfortunate enough to have to go second, but it isn't the only board. Like I said, let's go ahead and rewind back. If you have Chamber, you'll use Sarma to set the Chamber from the graveyard and pop Arua. Then because Arua was destroyed by card effect, you'll be summoning a Unchained monster, which will be our level 8 Soul. You'll link using your level 8 and your Evil Blue to go into link 2 Rage. We do this because typically we want to summon Soul from the deck on the opponent's turn by popping a card, but we can't do this because we have the trap Chamber instead of Escape. Chamber lets us summon an Unchained monster from our hand or grave, so since we have this trap, we linked with him so that we can summon him from the grave on the opponent's turn to pop a card. Next board is 1B. This board is going to be made if you have a live twin and an Unchained spell or trap, but no access to Arua. From here, you're going to do the live twin combo, but this time we want to pop a card instead of drawing a card. That means instead of using the live twins to go into evil pink first, we're going to be going into evil blue first. Easy tip for the live twins: whichever evil twin you summon first will be the evil twin effect that you activate. If you want to pop a card, then you summon evil blue first. If you want to draw a card, then you summon evil pink first. Now that we've got to the summon of evil pink and we're about to summon evil blue, go ahead and stop right here if you haven't already set your Unchained spell or trap. Make sure you set it right now. Then use evil pink to summon evil blue and pop that Unchained spell or trap to summon Disaster from your deck. Now you can link Disaster and evil blue together to go into Unchained Rage. You could also, as an alternative play, use the trap to instead summon Sarma. Then you could reset the trap to the field and still have 3 disruptions by popping Sarma to pop an opponent's card, then summon Abominable Unchained Soul to non-target pop a card by disrupting, as well as having your evil twin pop. Obviously, I would only ever even consider the Sarma right if I had the trap Escape instead of the trap Chamber, but you get what I'm saying. Next board is assuming you just have Unchained cards. Chamber is the trap you'll probably prefer with this hand. You'll set Chamber to the field, then pop Chamber with Arua and summon itself, as well as activating the trap to summon Sarma. Now we'll activate Sarma to set the trap Chamber back to the field, and then pop Arua to summon Disaster. We'll link both Sarma and Disaster into Rage so that our board will be the link to Rage and the trap Chamber. Obviously, Rage will be able to link with their special special summon monster so that we can summon Unicorn and remove a second card. Chamber will just help us float and potentially get another disruption. We could resummon Arua or Saruma. Then if they destroy it by battle or card effect, we can summon Abominable and pop a card on the field. But if you do have more Unchained cards in your hand, you could also just link with Rage and then keep an Unchained monster on your field with an escape set so that you can have the Link 2 play to be able to link with their monster and potentially Unicorn something, and then have the trap pop your Unchained monster and one of their cards and also be able to summon Abominable from your deck. Before going into the replays though, I do feel like I should highlight some cards. For example, Disaster is a good choice of a level 8 going first or second before linking into anything, because going second, he also has the effect to target one monster our opponent controls then link with it, as well as if it's destroyed, we can summon an Unchained monster from our grave. If your Unchained link monsters being Rage or Anguish get destroyed and you get to add an Unchained card back to your hand, Saruma is a great follow-up card because you can reset the trap and then pop it for a necessary body, or set Unchained Disaster to the field and pop him to get an Unchained monster from our grave that we need. The Link 3 Anguish lets us use one of our opponent's monsters for a link summon, so we have 3 monsters that can remove a monster this way. When going second, you want to leave the monster zone that Evil Pink points to wide open so you can summon without using the monster you may have wanted to keep. For example, if you're trying to go into some Link 3 play or something and you want to keep your pink on the field, well, Evil Pink on the field so that you'll be able to still pop a card, you'd want to keep the zone below them open, or at the very least only have your level 8 Unchained monsters there that you use for link material or whatever monster you plan on popping. That way you could link with your Evil Blue instead of being forced to link with your Evil Pink, and then if you are stopped and maybe can't go for game that turn, then you won't be forced to summon Evil Pink on the opponent's turn. You can still summon Evil Blue and get a pop off and still have your disruption. The Link 4 Abomination is pretty nice and is seen more for follow-up boards or OTK boards. I honestly summon this the most using Anguish, which is our Link 3 that I was talking about earlier, just using him and one of our opponent's monsters, but you can also just summon him standard. He is more for OTK boards. Abomination will pop a card if a card is destroyed on the field and will pop a card during the end phase. You could technically summon this beside your Evil Twin for an extra pop going first. I would kind of consider it a waste of resources unless you're just trying to win the game on like a OTK kind of board and leaving that there for a just in case situation, but that is just my thoughts on it. Lastly, please make sure you check to see if your cards are live before you make a certain board or set / summon certain cards from your hand. Your Link 2 Rage will require a discard if you plan on summoning a Unicorn. If you plan on summoning Abominable to pop a card, that also requires a discard, so do make sure you leave at least 2 cards in your hand if you are planning on doing something of that nature. Abominable does also summon himself from the graveyard if he was destroyed, but he can only be special summoned once per turn, so keep that in mind. If you're over here wondering,
oh, why isn't he summoning back from the graveyard? He was just destroyed.
Well, did you special summon him that turn? That is why he won't be summoned. But with all that out of the way, let's get into some replays. Alrighty, we're going second, but we don't mind going second, honestly. We're good going second deck. We're good going first deck. I honestly really love live chains. We're gonna fast forward because he honestly does a lot, but this is Raid Raptors. I'm gonna probably slow it down towards the end. Gonna get that rank up spell, which is gonna be nice, and he's got the trap. We already did the video on Phantom Knights, if you remember that. He's got the rank up spell, he can rank up on our turn. Then he has the trap to be able to pop something. And he's got a negate, which he's gonna flip up, which is here in the middle. So when a monster effect is activated, you can detach one material from a Dark Xyz monster to negate it, and if you do, destroy that card. Then if the detached material was a Phantom Knight monster, blah, 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 who gives a damn? So we're gonna keep going. He's gonna negate us. Can't get our live twin off. He's boosted up, I think, by like 500. We're gonna set our escape and then summon Arua by popping the escape. And then because we popped escape, we're also going to be activating escape to summon an Unchained monster from our deck. So we're going to be summoning Saruma because we're attempting to reset escape to our field and then pop Arua to be able to summon Disaster or Abominable or whatever we see fit. So he's going to rank up. So because he's ranking up, he's going to be flipping up the trap to be able to pop a card. But his Xyz monster that he's summoning also pops a card. So he's going to get 2 pops off. All right, bam. And there's the trap. So 2 pops and a little bit of burn for 750. But Unchained monsters like to be popped. When we're destroyed, we summon an Unchained monster. So I'm going to summon both level 8. I'm going to summon Abominable and I'm going to summon Disaster. So Abominable is going to activate to discard a card to be able to non-target pop something. We're going to go for the trap. Then we're going to use Disaster to be able to link with his monster and go into a Link 2 monster, which is going to be Rage. So he popped that trap, which means he's going to be able to set a rank up spell we don't care about and then link with his monster. And we're going to keep a card in hand. So now we could link with his monster to go into something on his turn if it's special summoned, and we could activate Unicorn to be able to discard a card, target someone he controls, and then shuffle it back in the deck. We got like 1.5 disruptions if we don't end the game, you know, 2, like 1 interaction but 2 removals, but we do end the game, and we're going to be going straight to the next replay. Alrighty, we're going second again. Unfortunate for him, because it doesn't really matter for us. Like I said, we're great going first, we're great going second. Is it just me that just noticed this little wall here, like back here? Do you see what I'm talking about? Like right under the, like, I don't know. That's crazy. Like, I'm just not noticing it. Anyway, that doesn't matter. So he's playing Unchained. I can see what he's doing here, and I kind of want to talk about what he's doing. So he could have technically went a different route, but I actually agree with the decision that he made here. So he could have actually kept a card in hand to be able to use his rage and also have Unicorn discard, you know, to shuffle something back in the deck. But either way, he's going to have 2 disruptions, right? He has Escape back here. And he did that because he wanted to keep a Sarama, right? He wanted to keep an Unchained monster on the field to be able to pop one of our cards. So if he didn't do this, then he wouldn't have had an Unchained monster and his trap would have been dead. So he's still gonna have 2 disruptions, but he gets to decide when he wants to activate the second one, instead of it being tied to his rage and only activating when he activates his rage. So now he's gonna be able to activate rage to do something and then have the trap. Whereas instead, if we summon the monster, right, special summon, he'd have to do something in that same instance. So we're gonna link off. We're going evil blue first because we want to pop a card. So he is not gonna allow us. He's gonna link with us. Now, I am choosing to chain and I am summoning pink from the deck. Why? That's the reason why, right? If you do have multiple live twins in your hand, do think about which one you normal summon first. So I didn't normal summon pink. I normal summoned blue. Blue is the one that activated. Pink never activated. So now that I special summoned it and he linked with my monster, there's no other monster on the field when this card was summoned, which means as soon as he finishes his shenanigans here, guess what's gonna activate? My Kiss-a-Kill. And I'm gonna special summon a blue from the deck. He's gonna activate the trap. He's gonna pop his monster and pop one of ours. See, this wouldn't have been possible if he went the other route and kept a card in his hand to discard. He wouldn't have had another interaction right here. There would have been nothing on the field, right? But I mean, I guess he could have technically maybe linked, you know, into Unicorn and shuffled it back, you know, maybe, but you know what I mean? He still had the choice to decide. So because he popped, he's gonna be able to summon Abominable and he's gonna pop a card. And he also summoned in the zone, so he's gonna destroy all monsters in the main zone because that's what he said. I'm sorry, my fault. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. He summoned Abominable in a zone that this monster points to. It means he gets to destroy all monsters in the link zone. So doesn't even actually have to activate Abominable. Just him summoning it was enough for him to be able to destroy the card that I had. So I'm gonna set Escape because he doesn't even know we're playing Unchained at this point. He thinks we're playing Live Twin. We set Escape, pop it with Arua, and guess what? We get to summon an Unchained monster from our deck. Now we're gonna reset Escape and pop Arua. And we're probably gonna link with his monster instead of destroying it, right? We're gonna summon and we're gonna link with his monster. Now notice that I had Disaster in my hand. Most of these say summon from deck, right? You can special summon an Unchained monster from your hand or deck. Oh, actually, I'm lying. I guess he's also from hand. I guess I am mistaken. I, for some reason, thought that they didn't all do that. But yeah, Arua does also summon from hand. Sarma summons from hand. If you do have them in your hand, you can summon them from your hand, which is what I had to do because unfortunately, I just had both of them in my hand. Either way, we've still got game here. We're gonna activate Link Dark Rays, boosting us up, attacking for 1500, then attacking for 2600, which means we have game by 100 attack. That's why I love the skill. It gave us that 800 attack boost. We wouldn't even have been able to win right there if it wasn't for the skill. But we would have still had, you know, maybe something solid for him. Still a little poppy pop and a link with his monster. Alrighty. So we're going second again, and we're going against Battle Chronicle Blue Eyes. The only misplay that I see here, well, the first misplay I see here is he's not playing Seto. I think that's actually, I'm gonna just let him keep going, right? I think that was a misplay, all right? I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you right now, he does not have Successor Soul set, right? He doesn't have Successor Soul set. That was a misplay. Maybe he doesn't play the Link monster in his deck to be able to link off with the Blue Eyes, but that's also a misplay in my mind. That's just also a misplay. I think that he should have searched for Successor Soul, linked off the Blue Eyes into, I can't remember the name, I think I'm Duck, and then he could have set both of these back row and a Successor Soul. Like what? That would have been, you would have had 3 disruptions just because of that instead of the 2. So I think that was a misplay. So we're gonna normal summon our Live Twin, and he is gonna crack down us. That's fine because that's gonna let me summon pink, which is also gonna special summon because we control no other monster. And we're gonna still go into evil blue because we're trying to pop a card. So we're gonna go into evil blue, summoning pink, and he's gonna crack down us again. So now we're gonna activate prison to search for an Arua, and we're gonna pop chamber. Now we're gonna summon Arua from our hand. Chamber is gonna summon Sarma, and you already know how this goes. Reset the chamber, pop, and we're gonna be summoning Disaster, and we're probably gonna link with his Blue Eyes. Yep, we're gonna link with his Blue Eyes. Now we're gonna use Rage and our Live Twin to go into Anguish. Yes, I'm gonna show you guys the Anguish. We're gonna target one face-up monster our opponent controls, and immediately after this effect resolves, Link summon one Dark Link monster except Unchained Soul of Anguish by using only that opponent's monster and this card. So also, like I said, I don't know if I said it earlier, the Link monsters, Rage and Anguish, if they're popped, unlike the main deck monsters, they don't actually summon anything, but they do add a Unchained monster back from your grave. And let me make sure it's an Unchained monster, not an Unchained card. Yep, a Fiend monster. You can target a Fiend monster, so not even an Unchained, a Fiend monster, and add it back to your hand. So that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. So yep, we're gonna do that, and we're gonna use our own evil blue because I would never pop you, but I would link with you. I wouldn't want to harm you. We're gonna go into Unicorn. We're gonna use Unicorn, discard a card, put that back in my deck. I would never hurt my own cards. And he's scooped. He's scooped. He wants to use my cards against me and then scoop. You can't even stay here like a man. You feel me? Talking about connection failed, bro. He surrendered. Ain't no connection failure. But that's been the deck. I appreciate you guys checking this out. Like I said earlier, leave a like, subscribe, and comment what you guys want to see in a future video. I've been your boy. It's been the Weatherman. Team 6K signing out. Deuces.
Hey, why they gotta hate on me? I done got me 250,000 views and they still saying they low key. They ain't wanna come work with the kid, but I'm flexing with Zay on beats. How they ask for a spot at the gym, but they leave all the weight on me. I don't ask them to wait on me. They would ask where they gon' be with a song if they wanted the Weatherman. I ain't asking to pay no fees. She was homeless and needed a spot. I ain't ask her to pay no lease. I ain't ask her to say no please. I ain't ask her to make no cheese. Scream fake, but it ain't on me. Got clean so it ain't no streets. Why green if it ain't no keeps? Brought cream so it ain't no beef. My team say it ain't no chief. My demon, they hang on me. They seemingly ain't no peace. I seen him, he ain't no beast. For real.